All right, so repairing his pack. So I had to go enable it, and then I'm doing forcing a GUI scale. I'm gonna set that to 2. You have to force a GUI scale anyways, so that you can also do this. Auto scaling enabled. All right, that's actually wrong. I think F11. Why did that move to the other screen? Okay, let's close the editor. Notice all unsaved changes for the current layout will be lost. So whatever you did got lost. Okay, F11. Now it's full screen. All right. Settings. No, now you have to edit the current screen. And I'm sure you were doing that, Ash. But fancy menu is not like Word or something that when you exit, all the changes you made are saved. You got to save each screen as you leave them. All right, so we're got to manage the current layout. Or actually, I didn't save, so I got to set one. All right, now I can go to layout properties. Now let's set the GUI scale to done. Layout properties, auto scaling. That's the correct value. Done. Okay. Now I'm gonna check and see if graphic exists for this Discord element. So we want to do it's a button texture naturally, and we're gonna ignore that down there. And I'm looking for a normal texture, and click that. The local. Choose the local. We're in assets. You got 1x. You got drippy. You got Discord. Aha. That's probably Discord from the main screen. What's in 1x? All right, 1x is your. Please start giving your folders proper names. Don't call it 1x when it's the pause screen. Call it the pause screen. That would. So now I know where we're at. Now, is there a Discord button here? Um, no. It tells me that I can probably delete it or just move it somewhere. So I'm gonna hit cancel and cancel, and I'm gonna make sure the anchor points are set on this. I'm gonna go center of screen, and now I'm just gonna move it like there. That looks good. Well, maybe come over a little bit. That looks better. X is at 354. Y is at 215. Good. All right. And this one is, let's go ahead and set its anchor point as well. That way we don't have moving buttons, you know. Make sure all your buttons have their little anchors set. All right. And X position needs to be 354. And the Y position needs to be 239. So I just used the arrows to fine tune that. Okay. because I saw his logo up in here, I'm thinking we need to add a logo. So custom screen title. No, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it as a new element, as an image, wherever the heck that is. There it is, image. It's up here. Also anchor point to the center of the screen. And now I need to set the image source, local. And I saw, or was it? There's a logo here somewhere. It could have been on the other screen, wasn't it? Maybe we don't need it here. Alright, my bad. That's on the other screen. Alright, I'll let you have that one. Alright, let's delete that. Do set the back to game. So, button textures, set, normal, choose resources. Local, choose local resources. We're doing back to game. Okay, and here's another thing. They teach you this in programming. Don't use the minimum number of letters. Use the maximal number of letters. Or like, instead of calling it BTG, call it back. And you can use the number 2 and then say game. Or if it's the only thing on the screen that has the word back in it, you can get by with back. Granted, I can click on it and see the preview, but if you had like give feedback, I mean, it makes sense to you because you're doing hundreds of them, but if somebody's trying to repair something. All right. So we're going to hit OK and done. That looking good. Now we got to just trudge on through and choose your hover. Local, choose file, choose to hover. OK, done. Label, set, done. Good, got rid of the label. Oh, got to make sure that anchor point is set. Anchor point, center of screen. And a reason why you want to make those anchors are set is because if you don't, things can move all over the screen. So let's go ahead and I'm going to change one of these and not set the anchor point, and it should by all rights move around the screen. So that one's advancements. All right. Button texture, set, normal, choose resource, click that, choose this, advancements. Okay, done. Button texture, set, hover, choose resources. Click that, choose resources, add hover, okay, done. Okay, now we do for the label, set, done. That clears it. Okay, and this is where I think you're messing up, Ash. You're forgetting to like, let's say I'm done with this. I'm gonna leave this one and go work back on the big main screen. Um, so you're saying to yourself, well, how do I get out of here? So you close the editor, and it says, "Are you sure?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm sure. I'm done." But you missed this part. All unsaved changes for the current layout will get lost. It does not save as you go. Hit cancel. Hit layout. Save. You can leave it alone, let it pick one. Good, I saved it. Now I'm going to close the editor. Now I'm going to hit OK. That looks okay. I'm going to hit F11. And let me see. Let's make this go smaller. Now if we're lucky, oh look, you see how the advancements is, see how those buttons are moving around when I move the screen? That's because that other shit's not anchored right. So the goggle things is not anchored. This is not anchored. This is not anchored. Anchored. These are all on the vanilla anchors. Now that was the issue that you had with the Decor exploration. So that's why you got to use the anchor points. All right. Let's go back to the screen that I'm working in. F11. Oh, why does that keep going to the other screen? Back to the game. F11. And it works there. Escape. And then we're going to edit this screen. I've anchored it. Great. I've anchored this gigantic mega pack. Probably because it's slightly off my screen. Now we gotta wait on the world to reload. It's okay to be paranoid. Go in and out. You gotta make sure all your bases are covered. Oh, at least it loads faster after it's generated once. Come on! Load up! Oh my god. Just keep in line with my character. Oy vey. What's wrong with this pack? Why does it take so long? I think because you limited me to 12 gigabytes and I'm on a 64 gig computer. Solid state drive. There is no spinning hardware except for the fans. Alright, so we're back in and we paused the game screen and you'll notice that the menu's there because I saved the layout before I left the layout. That's what you have to, that's what I think you're literally forgetting to do, Ash. Um, I don't understand why I can't edit the layout though. Control Alt C. Oh, just had to do Control Alt C again. That is a weird bug. Wonder how to report that to kreezxil. Alright, we're gonna edit the layout. And if you remember, everything was moving, so what you should probably do is go and set everything to center of screen to start. If you and you choose those zones based on where you know your things are gonna live. That's a general idea. There's other ideas that you can adhere to, but you got to pick a discipline. All right. Anchor point, center of center. This one was just going to hit them all. I might hit them. I might hit something again. You never know. It doesn't hurt to be paranoid. I'm curious can I select all of them and just do it at one time? Anchor point. Yes. Now they're done. All right. So now when we resize the screen, the buttons aren't going to overlap like they were done. So now we can get back to rebuilding. So this one's going to be statistics. Okay, button textures set, normal, choose resources, click that, click here. We're in 1X, which should have been called back menu. And then we're doing statistics, which is that one. Okay, done. And now for the hover, button texture set, hover, choose. Doom, doom, doom. Statistics. Okay, done. And now the label, set, done, boom. All right, mods. Button texture set, normal, choose. Easiest way to keep talking is just to read what's on the screen. That was mods, right? Yes, so that's gonna be mod. Yes, okay, done. And now for the hover button set. Huh. And I was just thinking, wouldn't it be neat if all those had key commands? Then we could jump to everything a little faster. All right, and hover, and then oh, no, 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 it was mods. Mod hover. Okay, done. Label, now we gotta clear the label. Just set and done. All right, looks like it's coming together. It's this one's options. 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 Button textures. Set. You're on the internet. What was in there? So I had H cream in the package from the doctor, and then two books in a chopper. Oh, this one book. Was it the Fanny Farmer book? That means the Enuma lease will come tomorrow. Yes, I know, but that's just technically the same book. Button textures set, normal, choose for options, click this, click that. Oh, technically, you could have fixed this yourself, Modern. Okay, options, is that it? And what was OTL? Open the LAN. Okay, options. Okay. I wouldn't even have to guess if it was called options and not something lazily like OTL. Done. Button texture set. There's probably a file where you could just set everything to, Then OTOH. Okay, done. And label set. Done. Do the same thing to this one. This is going to be OTL. Set. Normal. Choose. Watch me sound like a villager because I'm getting bored. Trying to keep my bearings. Bearings. Button set. Hover. Choose. Click. Click. And then OTLH. Okay. I might make this not listed. I think I'm going to list this publicly. We'll have to edit up the parts where we're waiting in the mega pack. All right. Names will not be changed to protect the innocent. People just have to figure out who you are. Label set done. Boom. We're almost there. Now SQT, right? Button set normal. Choose. Blip blip. To the bottom we go to SQT. We choose it. Meh. No, cancel. We already picked something. Done. And then, oh, come down. Button texture set. Hover. Choose. Blip, blip. SQTH. Okay, done. And finally, we're going to take a label and we're going to set it. Done. Everything is done. Remember what I said? Now comment. And this is not where you go, oh, I'm done, and you close the editor. No. Save first. Then you may close the editor. Okay. And then see these bars up here? So hit Control Alt C, kill that bar, and then when you exit and or export the pack, whatever, save and quit to the title. All right, Ash. So when you got all frizzle frazzled and you wanted to give Modern what you were working on, you just went ahead and zipped the whole mods folder because you were frustrated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why does that say quit flared? I should say quit game. All right. Don't zip the mods folder. Bad, bad. So here you have your monumental experience. Now you click the share profile, curseforge app. You can do export as zip or generate a code. I would export as a zip personally. And then make sure the right things are whatever. So don't check everything. You might want to build your own custom mod pack just once so you understand. Yes. Did you know some of Bisect's employees are also Bisect customers and partners? All right. So he's using Cube.js. I know that. There's, yeah, see, that was just generated because of me, so there's no need for blueprints. Never distribute the saves. All right. Default configs, if they're there, there is default configs. Those will be put on a server if somebody makes a server. Of course, some mods put those onto the save worlds too. All right, config, mods, resource packs, never logs data, local ESM, or configured defaults. I don't know. I bet there's a mod doing that. All right, so that's it. You don't export nothing else. Or if you know that or if you know that the person that you're doing this with is going to access it within 7 days, to share a pack code. And then I like to leave their versions on it, and I just put my name on the end. I'll say like kreezxil, as in, kreezxil did it. And then I'll save the zip. I have a folder called packs that I save stuff in just to keep it simple. Simple and clean. Save. Does its work? Everything is fine. All right. Now, while that's going on, let's go ahead and jump over to the instances where the curseforge is at. And I just did monumental experience, not the backup. So I'm going to go here to the config, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab the fancy menu, which you were giving him even as a zip. I'm going to go ahead and copy that bad boy. I'm going to go back over here to my curseforge instances. And this one, the monumental experience backup, was created. Notice that there's nothing else generated. It was literally created before I started fixing that menu. So now I'm going to delete this menu, fancy menu here, yes. And I'm going to paste in the one I just copied from the other one that I made. And then we're going to start this backup pack, which is going to take forever and a day. And we're going to see which one is named backup. I could see earlier which one was named backup. Which one is named backup? Oh my gosh. So, oh, there it is. There it is. You have to get right over it. That's the backup. We're going to play that one. And then the fancy menu will come up properly because it was saved. That backup, that single player pause screen was saved. I think the issue is coming because Modern asks you to do, like you've been doing front menus. And when he asked you to do the other thing, you were just thinking like it was a word processor or some other thing where when you exit the app itself, everything saves, but it's not. You have to save each screen as you're done with it. So we need to prove to you that we are in fact in the backup. That is the one that's running. See, it's running. But I'll go ahead and view the profile anyways, so you can see that it's running. That's why the kill instance is up. All right, we're going to go into the single player world, and I'll come back once it's loaded so we can hit the pause screen. And here we are. We're back. We are still running the backup kill instance. I did the drop in, and the pause menu is working perfectly. Boom. All right. I think for added effect, I would probably get rid of this game menu up here and then put the pack title up there. And maybe redesign these icons too.